I'd come to Victoria, and then from
hours.
Yeah.
Both direction, I guess.
If 8 hours to
you
return.
serious?
Yeah. The amount of the roles that we see being cast or being announced on Spotlight, right, are already cast. Am I wanting it because I've not been able to do it so far, or am I wanting it because it really is in my heart? You know you're wearing a blue t-shirt, but if I tell you, you're convinced, you know it for sure, you put it on this morning, you know why you chose, all of that, right? That's your reality. But if I tell you that t-shirt is not blue, it's black, doesn't that confuse you and make you sad? So if you tell me, double checking, you don't want to be famous. You just can't eat your bloody dinner outside in a restaurant because people will be gawping at you.
Hi there, welcome to NC Podcast. My name is Nikon Karaman, and on this podcast we talk with and about people like us. And I've decided today to talk to an actress, Andreea Helen David. She's a Romanian actress, British actress who is in UK and who is actually making a career in acting, obviously. And I've decided, myself being an actor, I've decided why shouldn't we talk about the struggle and the beauties of being an actor. Andreea, hello.
Hello.
Thank you so much for coming.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me.
And for people who don't know, we've just we met yesterday.
Well,
we met online yesterday.
Online yesterday and physically today,
It's just such an unbelievable story, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And I think it's going to be just the beginning.
Yeah, exactly. So, Andreea, please, you are from Romania.
I am, yes.
You've been living here for a long time.
Yeah, I have. They have not kicked me out yet.
Yet? Do you think they will?
Hopefully not. I've been a good girl. I've been a good citizen.
Okay, I hope you've got your documents.
Yeah, they're in order. They're good. Yeah.
Good. We've got a few more months, and that's it. We're going out.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah, I think January, right? 31st of January.
Yeah. Was it December? I think that's what.
December is it?
So I think 31st.
Trying to belong it.
So no,
I thought it's January.
Yeah, 31st of January.
Yeah.
So UK left Europe on the 31st of January 2020,
right?
And 31st of December 2020 it's over.
Yeah,
it's over.
It's the official exit. See. You're right. I think you're right. Yeah.
We'll see if we'll have a
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. It's going to be a new year.
It's going to be interesting.
I don't know if it's going to be happy.
No.
We'll see.
Yeah. It's going to be
Andreea, why acting?
Oh, gosh, I answered this question quite a few times lately, but I'm happy to say it again. Why acting? I think I've always been drawn to performing. Since very young. I think it's an innate thing, isn't it? You either are or are not a performer. So I would subject my family to any kind of performing. My parents saw that, so kind of took me to dancing. That was kind of the expression I was allowed to have from the age of 7. So I've been on stage until 12 years old, constantly. So I didn't know much about acting. I didn't have any kind of inkling. But as I say, I was drawn to singing, although I shouldn't be doing it, dancing, and any chance to be on stage. And then around 16, I think, I kind of started looking at films and thinking about actors a bit differently. And I just started, reading about it, and as I say, just studying it, and I thought, gosh, I think this is me. I think I want to be an actor.
What film was?
Do you know
was that?
Oh, that's such a good question. Devil's Advocate. I was
Advocate.
Yeah. Al Pacino. I was like, how on earth do you play the devil? How do you? What's the process? How can you justify that? It was just it was amazing. So that was one of the first films that kind of got me into it. And then I think I started looking at British television a bit more and discovered Judi Dench, and then that's kind of the beginning of the end, isn't it?
Right.
You discovered Judi Dench, and that's
Judi
it.
Dench.
Yeah, I definitely want to be her when I grow up.
Yeah, but she's beautiful woman, amazing actress.
Absolutely. And then it's just everything that she is about is just an actor and a human being's dream. So it's not that I want to emulate her, because I couldn't anyway, but she's admirable.
Yeah. No, definitely. But you were in Romania back then.
I was in Romania back then.
Vaslui, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I didn't have much. My parents weren't, and was my dad by then, weren't inclined that way. And I think the way their life had been, and Ceausescu and all that, was very industrial kind of thinking. So they wanted. I'm the only child as well, so all the pressures were on me to do well and to have a career that is sensible and that far away from the arts. So they didn't really allow me to do that. But
they didn't.
No.
But you've got a beautiful story, and a dramatic one as well. You just told me that. I didn't know that, and you just told me you've been adopted.
Yeah. Yes.
That's great, because we're talking about like you could play different roles, and you talk about you are playing German, and it was said like why you can play German, so you are cast more for German. You said that you've been adopted. Wow.
I have. Thanks, parents. I've had quite a few tries at having a family, but been adopted when I was 4. So I think they started when I was 3, and then they finished all the documents. You know how long the adoption process is.
But you don't know what happened. They probably something happened.
I have some vague information, but I just been always, since my parents told me, always felt like I shouldn't inquire more into the biological ones, because one, I felt like I would offend my parents that raised me, and that if by wanting to find out, that probably is just a little bit of fear as well. I don't know what it is really, and I am promising myself and my daughters, because she deserves to know her lineage as well, to go on and inquire. But I have a mate, actually, she is adopted from Romania. She grew up in the UK, and she'd been more brave about that than I have, and she went on to try and discover her where she comes from and all that. And orphanages in Romania, probably you know a little bit about it, they weren't run properly, and they were basically mistreating us and all that. So all of the documentation is burnt, and I feel like if I were to go down that route and try and find them, or because I understand I have siblings as well, it would be probably quite a painful process and might not lead me too much, because the traces of you need people to work with you, to give you that information, not to close the doors in front of you. And she has had that experience, and I think that's put me off. So as I say, it's just, I always felt like my adoptive parents are my parents, and
definitely.
I don't want to discover more, but I might do it for my daughters, as I say. It's not just me. She needs to know, and she would like to know where she comes from, and obviously that involves me.
Her heritage, exactly.
So I might have to do it.
For me, it's just so interesting, because you might discover something that you don't like, or you might discover something that you actually would like, because you don't know what happened.
Exactly.
What says curiosity kills.
Exactly. Kill the cat. I don't want to die. I know. I said just the other day, actually, she was talking, because she is a teenager now, so she's in constant search for herself, her identity, and I think she just wonders a lot, and who she is, and obviously that involves where I'm coming from. And she goes like, "Oh, maybe you could be a princess." And I was like, "I think you'd be disappointed." But, why find out? Why just live on with that dream? So I don't know.
But that's impressive. It's impressive, because you said your daughter is your biological daughter.
Yeah.
So biological daughter, but she's curious to find out about her grandparents.
Yeah. She's curious to know our roots, basically. Where we come from. So as I say, everything involves me as well. So she knows on the other side, but she doesn't know about me, and she just wonders. And then she'll look at me sometimes and go like, "You don't look Romanian," and I'll be like, "You probably are whatever, and I just like, I don't know.
Well, you could take like a
keep
DNA,
the mystery.
Yeah, you could take like a DNA test. Just think about that.
that's another thing. We're just going through at the moment. My family and I are going through a lot of changes, but I think when we settle a little bit, I might look into that. Yeah. Find out at least that I can do that without having to discover who those people are, and not having to look at them and ask them, why did you do it? Because that's what the risk is, really.
No, of course. So how did you decide to come to London? Okay, I did understand. So the acting, great.
Yeah.
Dame Judi Dench and Al Pacino made you to come into acting. But why London? Because I had a dream to go to Hollywood.
So I think as soon as I've done my duty as a dutiful daughter, and I went to university that my dad wanted, I was like, do you know what? I'm done with this.
Which one?
So I went to Iași to Ionescu de la Brad, which is the agriculture.
Yes, okay, agriculture. Yeah, just have like a proper job.
Yeah, exactly. My dad had this dream that Porumboi, you probably heard about him from Vaslui, would hire me. But I think by the time I finished, he was a bit in trouble, so it didn't work out. But as I say, I had done my duty, and I just had to. There was quite a few circumstances anyway, and just I had to try. I had a friend that was having a good time in England. I never thought of America for some reason. I don't know. I think there was a talking about actors and models. There was an interview with Ian McKellen.
Yes.
And I remember listening to him, and I had been an Anglophile for a long time, and I was kind of at the point anyway when I would not need subtitles anymore and stuff like that. So I could listen to what he says rather than just reading. Yeah. And he was saying, probably he was talking about acting, and he said it comes from the heart. And then, the American version is really quite, I don't know, simpler. And then I thought about that a little bit, how the British think it's a bit less superficial, at least it was then. It's a bit less about just the career, just the job, just the money. They have a bit more heart, and I thought that is great. And I identified myself with the sense of humour as well a little bit. I've always been quite, I don't know, got it. And so I just felt a bit more at home. And as I say, my friend was saying she's having a lovely time in London, and just like, okay, I'll try it. And of course, it's America. You wouldn't be able. You need to have a visa and all of that. So
a bit more difficult.
So a bit more difficult. But as I said, I never really wanted it. So it just made sense. We were talking about it. Would it be Italy? Because again, a lot of family and friends in Italy, and it's like, no, I'm just not attracted to the way they are. I'd been on holiday, and men are just interesting.
Men everywhere. Like, bella ragazza, cosa fai?
Wolf whistling and stuff like that. So it's just not nice. Eating an ice cream and just turns into something else. But anyway, that's another discussion. But I have a friend, and I visited her, and just I didn't feel it was too hot as well, and all that. So all these decisions, opinions made me make that decision doing the UK. But so initially I went to Exeter, which was really good because it's a small town. It's a small town, and it was perfect for me coming from a small town, rather than being overwhelmed. And then I started acting lessons in London. So I would come once, I spent a year in Exeter, and I'd come to London once a month, and I'd be doing the lessons in London, and I'd be completely exhausted with a massive headache, but so satisfied. And then how
long is the journey?
The journey from Exeter to London to Oxted was 4 hours. Yeah, I'd come to Victoria, 4
and then from hours.
Yeah.
Both direction, I guess.
If 8 hours to
Are you
return.
Serious?
Yeah.
One direction, 4 hours.
Yeah. So I'd leave like at 5 o'clock in the morning, get here. Probably my lesson was around 10 o'clock, so I'd get to my lesson at 10 o'clock, and then he knew that my teacher, he knew that I was coming from afar, so he was kind of compressing the lessons, and I think we'd spend 4 hours together, and as I said, my head would be exploding, but I'd be so happy. And then I'd spend the night, probably at some Airbnb or something, on Sunday visit a little bit around London, being a tourist, and then go back home in Exeter.
That's unbelievable. That's passion for you. That's passion for acting.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because I was in a situation where I could be myself and really concentrate and try and know myself and go for it. Really, I was like, I need to see how I am in that situation. You know, try and work and try and learn and stuff.
You've never done acting before that?
I've not more than school stuff. Yeah, I've tried to do some stuff in school, in high school, but
which is more harmful probably than good.
No, not at all.
No, it was good.
I think many have that kind of beginning, isn't it? I mean,
because when I went to do acting, so the teacher told us, you know, this is the Academy of Arts. Forget everything you've learned until now. Now let's start from here. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So that's why I said.
Could be. Yeah. It's probably about approach as well. But I've not been touched by the Romanian schooling in the arts. Yeah. So, which sometimes I feel sad about. But yeah, I know many people say that. So. Anyway, just was life.
That's unbelievable. So, but did you work at the same time?
I did. Yeah, I had some jobs. Wow. Yeah,
What did you
I had
do?
2 jobs.
Everything.
I was at the time, I think in Exeter actually, I was working as a waitress and being a nanny.
The usual stuff. Isn't
The
it?
usual stuff for us. Yeah, exactly. But I was just happy to have that money that I made and then to invest in myself and go and do in the weekend whatever I wanted to do.
That's unbelievable. Such a beautiful story.
Well, I was happy. I was happy to do it, and I didn't. You know, when I say that, because I didn't think it was hard. It was. I was free finally to do what I wanted, and to support myself and all of that. And it didn't seem hard to me. I mean, like, and then when I tell people, I realize, okay, maybe.
Now, I mean, after 10 years of doing that, you realize seriously, was that me?
Yeah, and then I came to London because someone actually was telling me that. You know, maybe you should go that way. But I'm so glad I had that year in Exeter, because I think London, you know, coming from a small town and never having spent time in Romania in another town or city would have overwhelmed me. Or probably would have kind of, so I'm glad to have had that transition. Yeah.
So it's been like, what, like, did you say 11 years?
10 years. So 11 years of
now?
UK and 10 years of London, yeah.
So 10 years, are you happy?
I am, yeah.
Yeah? Yeah. So what are your expectations now that you've been like, you've invested 10 years of your life in acting like 100%?
Yeah, I mean, like, I've had a break at some point having a child and having to concentrate on my family and making sure that I don't lose
the balance.
Sight and of what's important, really. And my expectations at the moment are actually finding a better agent to take me to that
next level, isn't it?
Next level.
We'll
I mean, like, I get
that,
the chance to audition and to do some jobs that are that level in the same time, but I feel like the character's not big enough for me to allow me to showcase what I can do, and so I'm hoping for that. But yeah, no, so far so good, actually. I can't complain. As I say, I had a break, I think, of like 2 years of not doing any kind of acting, as I had to concentrate on my family, and it was really good again, because, you know, sometimes you go like, because I had that period where I wanted to experience it and I wanted to learn and I wanted to, and you go like, okay, but am I good at it, or am I thinking, you know, I'm wanting it so much I don't even know how to discern if I am or I'm not good. So and then also it's like, am I wanting it because I've not been able to do it so far, or am I wanting it because it really is in my heart and I really can't? As you know, probably they say, you know, if you're not in it for the passion and not in it for then don't be, you know. And so I wanted to discover that, to see how I would feel like to just do normal job and not do any kind of acting. So I did that, and as I said, it coincided with looking after my family as well, and I was yearning it. I was really, I wouldn't say depressed, but I was really sad for not.
Look, I do understand you, and obviously a lot of actors do understand you, because I've been in this for 8 years and I'm still here for the passion.
Yeah, exactly.
And I didn't make the break like everyone says, like, you have a break or not. Look, I'm working. Of course, I'm I'm not happy because I want to do more. I want to be involved in like Netflix or like huge feature films productions, but we're not there. Maybe we're not ready. I don't know. Maybe you are ready, but you're not getting the right opportunities.
It could very well be, I suppose that's another big conversation, but you can very well have a good year and when you go like, I think I'm getting somewhere or I've had that kind of role, and then very well, be forgotten because you don't know it's so fickle.
Yeah.
But as I say, I just wanted to know myself, to know if I am really an actor for the right reasons or I'm not. So, and it was good. So I then auditioned for, because, again, as you say, like, at our level you have to do what you can do, so we do lots of adverts, don't we? So
I love adverts. Come on, this is where the money
and they pay, exactly, yeah. So they pay well. So I did an advert because that would, of course, you have to take that financial aspect into.
You can say the advert. You can say it here. It's fine. No, let people check it out. Yeah.
No, it's fine. It doesn't matter. But what I was going to say is that I auditioned. I auditioned for it. I got it, and actually they changed the contract for me on the night of the shoot, which was funny, but it allowed me to give me more money, a bigger role. Yeah. It was just like, but the idea was like my family was, okay, you getting back into the strive of, trying an audition and all that, which means that you can't have a normal job or, you can't have a full-time job normal job, I hate that, but, different kind of job to be able to pay rent. And
exactly, yeah.
So I was like, okay, let me try. I'll go for this audition because it was just asking for me. Basically, I was like, I am that character that they're asking. I mean, like the description of it. And I got it, and it was good money. So I was like, I can now get back into it because I'm able to, out of that to pay rent for the next year. Months, yeah, exactly. So that was good. And it was like, a sign that I could get back into it.
This is it.
Yeah. So then it started again, auditioning, trying to do, get good headshots, getting good material,
that's very
getting
important,
good.
Isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Getting better agents and stuff like that. So and that's another thing for me. Like if you feel like you're not progressing or you're regressing, then again maybe you need to take stock of what's happening and think a bit, is it worth doing and stuff like that. But I've been progressing every year, so.
Well, especially for us, for actors who are not British or not English, because it's good for us because we're different. We can bring something else to the table, but at the same time, you cannot audition for, let's say, for like I don't know, like English roles or British roles unless you are that good that no one can say, look, or
they could change the call for you, like I wanted this character to be British because that's a massive conversation in the industry at the moment, isn't it? But you're so good, then we can change
the role and make you,
because there's so many times where actually, do you really think that the character must be British, or it must be white or must be male? It can change.
It can change.
And all of that is just, there is a shift, and there is a lot of conversation about that, about the diversity in the industry. And luckily there's equity at the moment. It's actually, there was a massive thing really in March, right before the lockdown. They had this group of non-UK born artists, that's what they're officially called, got the votes for being able to be represented in this council conversation.
Right.
Yeah. And then obviously lockdown came, the pandemic and all that came, and they still continued to work. They still did a lot of Zoom conferences, a lot of conversations, because at some point, again, for me was like a bit of a downslope, like last year. It wasn't, but I just was feeling like, I don't know. And then this year when that happened, I thought, gosh, it would be stupid of me to leave now when it's my type that they're discussing and want to bring at the table. So it would be stupid of me to leave. So that's another impulse, another encouragement to continue in the business. And
but it's interesting because you were thinking of leaving, not just once.
Yeah, it's just like, there's sometimes when I'm a bit more attracted to the production side of things, sometimes when you're just tired, when you think that it's leading nowhere.
So let's say, because I mean, a lot of actors can see themselves in your story in my story because we go to so many auditions.
Yeah.
Or personally,
Well, you try, yeah.
yeah, we try.
And even
then,
that is it's a cool thing, isn't it, to be going to auditions? Because many
oh
times
yeah,
it just doesn't even happen.
for sure, exactly. But when you go to the audition, and from 10 you don't get the job, and you start questioning yourself, what am I doing here?
Yeah.
I'm not good.
Yeah, and it's so hard not to take
quit.
it personally. I mean, like they always say, don't take it personally, because it can very well be about the hair color, about the height, about the whatever.
Yeah.
It depends who they cast before or whatever. But it's just so hard not to take it personally, not to feel like it's a defeat, you know. Or you've been in the room and you've had a good vibe. You think you've done a great job. Like literally, last audition I had, it felt so good, and I could see that there was a reaction. The lady in the
casting director.
And I was like, oh, should I have a chance?
I've got it.
Yeah. I mean, I got it. And then I didn't. Silence, complete silence. And that's another thing as well, because you don't hear. We love what you've done, but we went this way. And that's another conversation in the industry.
You know, there are some really good casting directors. I really like a few, Sison and Granger. I don't know if you know them, but they're just amazing. I've been working on River, on BBC production, like a few years ago. So I've met Sison and Granger. Yeah, so they split now. But anyway, she was so good. The casting director, she told me, look, this, that, and even when I've been to more castings after that, but she gave you that feedback saying like, look, like in a very human way, saying like, look, we're trying our best, we'll do this, but if not, you know, you did a good job. And if she can give you like a little advice as well, like, you know, try this, try that. And I like that. I mean, probably, I don't know, I think the young actors or unexperienced actors, they need this. Just a little bit of support. Absolutely. And say like, look, it's fine. Just to kind
of guide them which way they can go or not. Because many times you don't know yourself. You don't know how you're perceived by the others. And that's I'm still fighting about that. I have no idea how people really perceive me. And when they go like, what's your casting type? I don't have a casting type. I want to play the engineer, the doctor, the mother. You know, I want to play the German, the Spanish, the whatever. You know,
whatever,
it's why
you
I'm
want to
an
try,
actor. Yeah,
exactly.
So when they say that, it's really hard as well to go like, well, I don't want to market myself as this only. And that's another answer to you about Hollywood. Hollywood is not able, you know, they have to pigeonhole actors.
Yeah.
And I hate that. That's another. You could be a bit more versatile, I think, here in the UK.
No, of course. I think there are two ways of looking at it. I don't mind being put that way as long as I get money. And also at the same time, I get this money and I can experiment going in an indie production as long as I can pay my rent.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, being someone who came here, who doesn't have like his own house, he needs to pay rent, bills and everything. And you're just like, I'm sure you don't think about all these things. You just say, I want to work. I'm an actor, you know.
Absolutely. Want to be able to. Do you know what? That's one of the most glorious, and I'll always remember it. When I first bought food and stuff for home from my first salary as an actor, was so satisfying. And I was like, I am really, because you know, there's that thing as well about, you know, the stigma of being an actor or being whatever creative, but also having another job that pays the bills. And then the people go like, oh, that's your normal job, you know, that's your job actually. You're not an actor really. That's just your hobby, and you hate that. And then when you go like, I'm able to pay my bills with actors. With that. It's amazing. And you go like, and now I can call myself an actor properly, a professional actor. That's nice. But you're still a small victory.
No, definitely. But you're still young, right? You're still young. You still have your whole career, and I think in our job you just have to hope that you're going to make it. You know, so many actors, they started so late. I think Anthony Hopkins is one example.
Exactly, and they changed direction, they changed careers and stuff like that.
Who knows? Yeah. Maybe we can be like the best we can be at, let's say 40, 50.
Yeah, and I don't mind at all. I don't want to be the heroine. I don't want to be the ingenue and whatever. I don't mind. As I say, character actor is probably my favourite kind of acting anyway. And I've got grey hair. I don't mind not, you know, I don't
keep it
hide it
natural
and
as
stuff.
well.
Exactly, yeah, because I want to become Judi Dench. When it's all grey, I'll
all
sort
grey.
of cut it short.
Yeah.
And that'll be my first step. Yeah.
You're going to be in James Bond soon.
Yeah, the new James Bond with Tom Hardy, right? Is now
Yeah,
Tom Hardy.
I don't know. That's what they say.
I'm not sure about that. No, I don't mind that at all, actually. And as I say, because I've had that gap in my adult life of being an actor and then not being and then being again, I know that I am in for the right reasons.
Yeah.
So it's not about making it big, making it on the in Hollywood or something like that. I don't want to be a working actor.
This is so important. You said it so well. Being there for the right reasons.
Yeah.
And that's why
evaluating myself all the time. Yeah.
Because you don't get disappointed that much when you don't get a role, because look, I don't care. I'm an actor. I respect what I do, and I fight for it.
Yeah.
And I also create my own stuff that you actually started doing, isn't it?
I have, yeah.
Let's talk about this.
Yeah, okay, let's. Yeah, I think, again, when you're creative, I think you can't help it, really. But I was drawn into it in a roundabout way, really. Someone, the same Facebook, really, is how we...
Yeah, that's how we know each other.
Someone, I don't remember where from now, because it's quite a few years ago, I think in 2016, approached me to produce her documentary about different mental illnesses that are maybe under some stigma, or maybe misunderstood and stuff like that. And I was like, well, wow, this sounds really interesting. It was just for her, what's it called? Masterclass. No, not masterclass. What's it called? BA or ME or something. Diploma. And so we started working on that. And then it was just a minefield. Like, we were doing all sorts, depression, MS, all of these, and we're visiting patients in hospitals.
Oh, really?
And it was just it was awesome, but it was just too much, and we had lost the way a little bit. So I think we had to rethink and go, okay, we need to concentrate on one thing. So I think what called us both was dementia. So we did a documentary about dementia, which helped me understand and learn so much, and it's one of my proudest moments, really, professionally. It's on YouTube, actually. A series of stories. Don't mention dementia. That's what it's called.
Shall we put it in the description
Yes,
below?
that would be
we'll
fantastic.
have it. We'll have it.
That would be great. Thank you so much, because I would love for it to be a bit better seen than it is at the moment. Where we were trying to sell it to care homes, because there's a problem with. I'm not going to get into it too deep, but as I say, it's really misunderstood. And from the color red, that means blood, to posters with writing on it that are muddled up and jumbled up, that they can't read, to simply being able actually to function as a normal person, but they will have bad days, and that will be in the beginning, to returning back in time, and that's why they won't recognize someone. Like, for example, if I have dementia, you come and visit me, and you probably are, I don't know, my husband, let's say, I will be thinking of you as my brother, if I've had my brother. Really? And you'll go like, my dear wife, but, stuff like that. And that would hurt her. Or we had, again, you'll see in the episode, it was really hard, that one. It was a mother and daughter, and the mother was talking about her mother. And her mother was asking about her husband, and her daughter not knowing that they're supposed to be playing along. That's another thing that needs to be...
You have to play along?
You have to play along.
Even if it's not true?
Even if it's not true, because that hurts. They will forget. Really? And again, you just think about your reality, right?
Yeah.
You're wearing a blue T-shirt, but if I tell you, you're convinced, you know it for sure, you put it on this morning, you know why you chose, all of that, right? That's your reality. But if I tell you that T-shirt is not blue, it's black, doesn't that confuse you and make you sad? So if you tell me, double checking.
I think it's blue, but
she's a bit blind. But if you are in that state, and you know that your husband is still about, and you tell them no, but they died, receiving that news over and over, how is that? It's horrible, isn't it?
Wow.
So you're hurting them over and over, and then of course they forget. they forget, and the second day they'll ask again.
Oh,
so,
I see. So the next day they forget, and then they start
or
over
even
again.
an hour later. It depends how deep they're in. All of that needs to be known. So that's what we did. Again, as I say, just not being put in a box. That sadly here as well, and it's probably even worse, to be honest, in Romania, but not really quite delved so much into it. We've had someone from Romania talking about his grandmother, and loved how he talked about her. But we actually interviewed someone living with dementia, and that's another thing, being diagnosed with dementia and going like, okay, you need to go in the care home. But why? Because I'll only have a couple of days a week maybe when I'm not quite sure of myself, but the rest of the time I can function. I can go and shop, I can go in and cook for myself. I'm not going to burn down the house, or or most of the times will be family will be very well able to look after them. All of this, as I say, it's a lot of information, and I'm so glad I learned it. And many times people ask me, why did you do something about dementia? I was like, I don't know anyone with dementia. I've not been affected by it in any way, but I was glad to learn. And at some point, actually really funny, last year I think I was in front of Richmond Station, and I think our train was cancelled or something. A lot of people were just sitting about not knowing what to do, and this lady was like, well, I'm going to be late because I'm going to see my mum in care home, and I was like, well, was she okay? We started chatting, and she goes like, yeah, it's just she has dementia and stuff. And then I said, well, I actually did a documentary, and how is she being looked after? Are you happy? She goes like, no, I'm not happy because the nurse is not doing a good job, and they're not, she poos herself and she wheezes herself and stuff like that, and then they learn why. Again, their reality is that there is blood on the toilet. Would you use the toilet?
Right,
if there is blood on there, you'd be scared. You'd be in all of that. Red on the plate as well. They wouldn't eat it if the plate has red flowers, red margins, or whatever.
Right.
That's blood for them.
Oh, really?
Would you eat it?
Oh,
and then they're being force fed, and then they are sick, and they're all of that. It's just,
of course we don't want to get into that
I know, it's
reality,
horrible, but it's just that's how I started.
Things, right? It's simple things.
If they are known, so that's why.
If they're known, exactly.
I would love for people to
I'll watch it. I'll watch it because my late grandmother, she suffered from it. Like it was very light. It was just the beginning. But I experienced it for myself. It was very tough. I was going actually to take my public transport because we were living in the village, and she was coming back home. She knew the way home, but when I say, "Oh, Grandma, how are you?" I didn't see her for a week or two, and I was going to take the bus, and she was coming back home. We just met on the street, and I said, "Oh, Grandma, how are you? How's it going?" And she looked at me like this. And for me, it was strange because I didn't know that. I later realized that. Yeah. But it was a bit like shocking, and I was a bit disappointed. But then like slowly she sort of remembered. Yeah. Oh, I didn't know.
Good days and bad days.
Good days and bad days. Yeah. So I but I know what you're talking about. And for the loved ones is very
it's very hard,
painful.
And they need to learn these things as well. They need to study it. To know exactly what they're going through, and it's really hard. Like they change behavior. Again, a little girl. We didn't manage to introduce that in the documentary because there's so many episodes there, and we ran out of money and all that. But the little girl was saying, "Why doesn't my grandmother not love me anymore?" It's so hard for little children to understand that. But again, one of the most, and I'll finish with this story, the most proud moment in my professional life was when we had a screening of the second series of now it's on YouTube as well, but it was the premiere then. And we had people coming in, and obviously we were doing a fundraiser as well for the charity. And this young man, I think it was around 20, he said, as I say, it's just the best thing. Now I understand my grandmother behaved that way. I was like, yes, we gave some answers to people. Exactly. So I'm in private. I'm happy to talk to you about this more. But
that's a different discussion.
Exactly,
we're here to talk about acting.
I continued after with producing with some short films. A comedy, because I've been trying to do some comedies, but I've never got hired to do one, so I was like, that's fine. And we did it for it got screened at Rain Dance Film Festival. That was fun. And now I'm producing. I suppose it's also producing a campaign with the Romanian actresses.
Oh, right!
Yeah.
All Romanian actors and actresses.
Romanian
Let's talk
actors
about
coming together. Yeah. It's just being launched soon. It's called Dra.ma Association, Acting for Life, and we're launching it on 1st of November. Well, we've launched it. It's on social media already.
Okay.
But on 1st of November, we're launching what it is about. And
so what is it about? I'm curious.
So it is. We're creating basically a program for teenagers and children in Romania to create their own short films, or their own plays, or to write, and where everything is happening online, of course, because of what's happening at the moment.
Well, we're moving online.
Yeah, we're moving online. Everything online.
So it's sort of a platform.
Yeah,
it's a platform where people can come and create their own content.
Yeah.
So you advise them what to do. You teach them what to do. What is it
teach them through. So they would have created their film, and then we judge it.
Yeah. Okay.
And then we, as awards again, because everything's happening online at the moment, will be masterclasses in how to write, how to make their own content, how to make their own films and stuff like that. Because it's 8 of us, and we all have rather extensive careers and experience in writing, in acting, in teaching. There's quite a few of us teaching acting and
sort of like
teaching acting and other kind of dramatic arts disciplines, and so it's a lot of them. I myself I came with the idea, I suppose, but it's just got developed by all of us, and I suppose I could work on with the children on producing. But so we'll be guiding them, and basically, as you say, it's a platform to allow them to create and to allow them to explore their own interests in filmmaking, in acting, in writing, in theatre.
So basically, for me to understand, so it's like a sort of everything happens. Do you have a website, or is it on Facebook? Okay, amazing. Yeah,
we have all of the shebang.
Yeah,
social media and the website. The website is called Dra.ma-actingforlife.com.
Okay, well, we'll include that into the description as well.
Thank you very much. And it's already online actually, but we've not really launched it officially.
Okay.
And you can, from January onwards, we can accept submissions for films, plays, monologues, and we call it, because it's all in Romanian, we call it scenete, I suppose. I don't know exactly what the word is for in English. But
like small scenes.
Like small scenes,
acting scenes, probably, isn't it? So, but it's just basically just for Romanian speaking.
Yes, well, it is. I know it sounds a bit exclusive, but I suppose as well, Romania is a bit behind when it comes to offering these kind of opportunities to children that are interested, like I was, and I didn't have a way of exploring that. But they are so creative and so clever, and they will have you just need a phone or a camera, and then you need your creativity in working towards something, either by yourself, with your family, or with your friends, and creating something, and not being afraid to be judged or and then guided if you really are interested in that. But the crux of it is actually all of this, the activities in dramatic arts are actually helpful for whatever career you take, because it helps you be confident, it helps you express yourself better, it helps you work in a team, it helps you being okay with being judged. All of these qualities that you need in any kind of job that you will later do. And so we're looking forward to doing that, being able to do that,
especially
for the kids.
Especially for young people, isn't it? Now imagine you you were 16 when you wanted to do acting.
Yeah.
Imagine you had that opportunity to.
But this is precisely why I'm doing it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
For that
definitely.
kid that doesn't, their parents are a bit like, oh, I don't know, to the kid that is really, very confident and does shows all the time to their friends and family, because that's what I did as well, but doesn't exactly have the proper platform to do it in. And you have this is why it's exclusive to Romania at the moment, because you have these opportunities in the UK. I mean, like they do them, they do them at school. My daughter does them at school. You will find clubs, you will find weekend schools that do these kind of things. You can do musical theatre, you can do act, you can do all of these things. National Theatre has an amazing support system for young creatives like this. But Romania doesn't have that. Romania is very, you either pursue that as a career, and then, you can go to Bucharest or to Timișoara maybe, right? Or, if you can't afford it, if you live in a village, if if your parents are not up for it, or all of that.
Yeah, no, of course. Especially with your adoptive parents as well, they had like a different mentality, have a working class mentality that they thought, what acting? What is this acting? You have to go and have a proper job.
Yeah.
And for people, to young people to try it. It's
to try it. And as I say, it's just because we're not trying to make actors out of these kids, but to give them those skills for life and to have fun. And to imagine someone going like, look, I heard of this platform and we can submit our short film. Because that's another problem. Like when you have nowhere to showcase what you're working on, you're not motivated to work on it anymore, are you? Yeah. If someone is waiting for that material and is happily giving you feedback, work on this is great, this is whatever. With the expertise that we've gathered, the 8 of us from our careers, from working here in the UK or just internationally, or having even studied in Romania as well as in the UK. We are so varied in our group that it's absolutely amazing. And for them to have that, I think it's really good. And then they go like, okay, do you want to participate in this? Do you want to? And they make friends and people that are similar to them, and they are hopefully proud of themselves.
No, but absolutely. I think I think it's a genius idea. You know why? Because especially in nowadays, where you can make a career out of YouTube, out of Facebook, out of Instagram, being able to learn the skills and just go on YouTube and say, look, this is how you edit. This is what software do you use. Just go and create your own content and put it online. And then, do what you love. Yeah,
it's sort of like that. I mean, we're not going to put anything online, and we're hoping that they're not going to either, because it's, it needs to be selective. It needs to be...
of course.
You can't really expose them to that in a way. And if I'm honest, I wouldn't want to make YouTubers out of them either, because you want to
make it the creative. But like a profession, But you know what? You would be amazed what YouTubers do. They make better videos, better films than any people going into film school, because it's, now if you go on YouTube, you can learn anything. And if you look, of course, there are lots of people on YouTube, but if you select the right ones, you've got people starting 5-10 years ago, and what they do now, they create with very little. It's unbelievable. It is.
I suppose it only takes creativity. What I'm not sure, but at the same time, I'm stuck in my old ways. Don't like YouTubers is that fear of someone creating content just to be watched, and we don't want that. It's that organic vibe about it. Like if you create something, it's because one, you've read the book that you want to maybe portray on film because it's not been portrayed there, or you're interested in acting, as I say, or in the filmmaking, as in being behind the camera, and you want to study, what, like you say, what location manager, lights, sound, all of that technicalities that you need to explore. And all those people are not, maybe they're even quite shy, but they want to have a way of discovering that and being able to take it out of themselves and create something, but without being on camera themselves. And that's the difference between YouTubers and. But as I say, I'm an old dinosaur when it comes to these things. I don't like them.
No.
Although saying that, we're going to be on YouTube, aren't we?
Exactly. But no, we're doing something different, and we're not doing this just for.
Yeah.
This is
why I accepted it. Exactly. Yeah,
this is not the sort of content that people would go and watch. Oh my God, look, crazy things I did. I want to spend $1 million on some whatever things. I agree with you. Sometimes on YouTube, it's just like things that people go and watch, and they just watch and they forget. That's what I don't really sort of accept. But at the same time, you see, people on YouTube are fighting for attention. And sometimes, it needs to be something worth,
giving you attention to.
Exactly, yeah. And you have to fight for it. And I hope people will find this interesting as well. But most of the people, they don't want to take time to listen to something interesting, to something useful. They just watch.
And to human behavior, really.
Exactly, yeah.
There's another thing for me as well, because I'm a parent and I'm trying not to get my daughter to watch these things.
Too much,
it would be extremely hypocritical of me if I were to watch them. So that's another reason. But no. So that's what I've been producing, as I say, creating my own stuff. I've been wanting to work with Romanian actors for a long time, and I have had in other capacities as well, because we read A Lost Letter by Caragiale.
Oh yes,
with the Romanian Culture Institute. We did that. It was great fun. And then another play, which had a mini tour in the UK last year, Suicidal Dog in Laika, and we were working anyway on this, which had kind of a different look at the time, and we've been working on it since last year. And it's finally being launched, and I can't wait. I'm very excited about it. But then I probably won't start producing and creating stuff, because, as I say, it's just
it's something. Look, it's amazing. Look, to be honest with you, why I invested in all these cameras and all this gear and what I'm doing here, it's a passion of mine, and it actually started with a simple thing. I was very disappointed because I was going to different castings, and of course we are individual. We are great at what we are. You can put something on the table, I can do something.
Exactly.
But not all of us will have work.
Yeah, and it's also given the chance to show what we can do.
No, definitely.
And then if not given the chance, then you take it and create it yourself. That's the problem.
And one day,
the magic of this world.
Absolutely. One day I woke up and I said, you know what? I'm tired of waiting.
Yeah.
I'm tired of going and people tell me I'm not good, and maybe I'm not good. I accept that, but I'm trying hard.
Yeah.
And you know what? I've decided, I'm going to do my own things. And from 2014, I think it was, when I produced my first short film.
Nice.
Yeah. It was in Italian with my sister. Yeah. And I think it was the first, but I think it was the best because it took me so long to create. Yeah. And I was actually in a sort of I was very disappointed. I won't say I was depressed, but I was very sad about the whole situation because of waiting, and I was investing so much time in acting, reading books, going to classes. At the same time, I was working on events, and I was getting to a point where
you were tired.
Yeah, very tired, very sad. And I said, you know what, that's it. Let me create this short film. Then I did it. I think it was pretty good.
Where is the short film? Can I watch it?
In the description. It's going to be in the description. I'll add it. Yeah, we'll add everything.
Brilliant.
In the description.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was actually sort of has a nice twist to it. And but
did you write it as well, or did you
everything?
Wow.
Right. It's about 4 or 5 minutes. Nice. We filmed it in Italy with my sister. She's amazing, actually. She's
she an
a
actor
singer
as well?
She's a singer. But
very creative
it was
family.
good. Yeah. Thank you.
Brilliant.
And
what's it called?
That's a good question.
Does it have a name? It's got everything but a name.
I don't remember. What is it called?
That's all right. It'll be in the description.
It'll be in the description. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Anyway, it's about a guy who returns, who is suffering from a sort of a mental illness, a shell shock, something like that.
PTSD.
Yeah, something like that. So it was a long time ago. I didn't see it in a long time. So
that's why.
So it's gonna be in the description.
Yeah, brilliant.
So yeah, the importance of creating your own stuff. It doesn't matter. I didn't want to win a Palme d'Or or stuff like this, but I just want to express myself and just be busy being in this creative bubble. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, that's what it is about. Exactly. Again, you shouldn't be in this acting in industry for money, because those that you see that have fame and money are 10% of us.
Yeah.
And it's sad to be disconsidered where you go like, oh, if you're not famous, you're not an actor, or if you don't have the money, stuff like that. Because it's not. It's about the creative process that it is acting, and knowing human behavior, studying it, trying to understand what your character is. But but you know all this, but
just
that's
two
what
actors
it is
talking.
about.
Definitely. But two actors talking about this, I think, from my point of view, I think you have to find, especially if you're young and you're doing acting and also have a job on the side, and you're not married, you don't have a family yet. Mm-hmm. It's so important to be in this like circle where you have creative people around you and just create as much as you can.
Yeah, it feeds you. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
because at some point someone will say, "Oh, you know what? I know this actor, I know this actress. Let's come together, do something." Absolutely. And it's so easy now, just with a phone, with anything. And I'm saying this, but at the same time, I truly believe in that. But you have to. Yeah, and I met so many people that I still keep in contact, and I work. And actually, I met a friend of mine. We worked in a production, and then, like 6 months later, he said, "Look, I'm producing a film. Do you want to be in it?" And I said, "Yeah, why not?"
Absolutely, yeah. Because there's that as well. There's also supporting each other. Now we're in contact. We're gonna, I'm sure, do that, and you get to see so much amazing work because you go and see that person's play, that person's film, and you get to be in that world, as well as like you say, getting work from them. I've worked quite a few times, and I'm proud of this, with the same people. Yeah. Because you see that at that level as well, and you see that Johnny Depp will work with what's the guy? Timothy Burton so many times. The directors and actors combinations that are seen so much because they have that trust, because they don't have to start all over again. Exactly. And it's the same. You've done a good job in that role. When I have a role that will suit you, I will offer it to you because I know what you can do. And it's that, and that's a compliment, I think.
Well, that's so true. Yeah. If I'll need someone to play German, it's like, who else can play a German if not Andreea? I know her. I trust her. Yeah, she can do a German accent. That's it. Why should I spend another 3 days looking for someone?
Looking for someone, yeah. And it's sometimes maybe that's unfair, but we are hit by that as well. We're auditioning for that role, because many times you audition for something, but that role's been already cast for different reasons.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
They will do those auditions because the production company tells them that they need to tick that box.
You think so?
Yeah, absolutely. Really? Yeah, I mean, like the amount of the roles that we see being cast or being announced on Spotlight, right, are already cast. They have to do it because they have to tick that box.
Seriously,
sorry to disappoint you. Yes.
Oh my God! Yeah. So I'm wasting my time.
No, but there is that kind of thing also. They will still do those auditions because maybe actually we'll find someone better. Yeah. But most of the times they will have someone that they will go to. Yeah. Or, as I say, just simply because it's in their job description and they're obliged to do that.
The producers need to make a casting for that?
Yeah, exactly. They have to because they're obliged by law. Yeah. But in the same time, they already know who is going to play that character. Not to mention, of course, that we're hit by the name thing. If you're not a name, then you're not going to be hired.
For sure.
Because they have to have that assurance that the film or TV series will sell.
No, for sure. I don't think it's fair.
A lot of things.
It's fair. It's a business at the end of the day, isn't it?
Absolutely.
It's
but there's a lot of
business.
things against us. So if we, the ones that we know each other, support each other, and still, offer each other jobs, then there's nothing wrong in that. So,
No, definitely, of course.
Or also that kind of thing that I like to sponsor is, because you do student films at the beginning to get material and all that. Yeah. But sometimes those things are disconsidered because, you shouldn't be working with those people. You don't know from that student in the film school. You don't know what amazing person, what next Guy Ritchie or something can he be. Yeah. And if you're clever enough to invest in that relationship, he'll take you with you.
Yeah.
You know, if he goes up there, or she, sorry. It's
Exactly.
just because I have had two examples of students, and I was like, in my...
Oh, don't worry, they're more directors anyway, compared to women.
Exactly.
So
but yeah, she or he can take you there with them because you've given them that support. Now, you know, sometimes not that I'm condoning or sponsoring that, but sometimes it is good to invest in a relationship.
Definitely.
Than the money, just being for the money. So that's what I've been doing. Yeah.
Yeah, you did really well.
Wow.
I hope so. No, I think you did.
Yeah. As I say, I'm proud to be able to have created these relationships, and I've worked several times with them because of that. And many of us. We
come back to our conversation that we had. You do it for the love, for the love of acting. You want to be doing acting. You don't want to stay at home and say like, I'm not going to do this student film for £50 because I'm a respectable, actor. Of course not. You do it for the love. Look, this is a character. And
supporting them as well, and supporting their creative process as well.
I've done so many. Obviously, I agree. I wouldn't do it now anymore because I've done it for 5 years. I think
you get to a point.
I've done my share, but it's definitely really, really good, and I agree with you. Somewhere there in the university, there is next Guy Ritchie for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So it's good.
What was the most disappointing casting that you did?
As in playing a role?
No, they disappointing that you auditioned, that you went there and you said like, I'm getting it, it's mine, and then something happened and you didn't.
I don't know if I've had, as I said...
Or the biggest audition, what did you audition for? Say a film or something.
Yes, I had a role, well, I had it and it was written off. And I can't say the production because it's a known one.
Really?
No.
I see.
I can't say that.
James Bond.
Bond. No.
I'm joking.
TV series.
Yeah. Netflix.
But no.
I'm joking.
BBC.
But
okay. No more.
No, that's fine.
Where I was there, I was, chatting with the main actor and having fun and really being happy and all that. And I got on set and the lady producer said, well, we're not doing that scene anymore. So you're not needed anymore. That broke my heart. That was hard.
This is what happens. It happens all the time. Yeah. It depends on the budget. It depends on the
series.
Maybe look, we don't have another 2 minutes for this scene because it's not important.
Yeah. It was a day shoot, so it wasn't a massive role, but it would have been good enough.
Well, at least you got paid. At least
I did get paid for that just because. And walking in impossible heels. But that was really good, and I was really proud of it because. I'll tell you in private why, but and another one, I'll tell you the horriblest audition. Of course, I didn't take the role, but that was massive, stupid. I did a mess. I was auditioning for theatre play.
Oh, okay.
And the whoever sent the script sent it without the right order. So I learned it in the wrong order. So I learned it in the order that they sent me it. Because sometimes it's just mechanical enough that you don't realize it doesn't necessarily have a flow. Or that's the order. I printed it out. I studied it. I read it. I learned it and all that. But I got to the audition, and then, we do the first page, which happened to be the right one. All good, but then we get to the second page, and he, the one that was reading with me, was saying other things that me.
Oh my God! You were replying to him different words,
and that completely threw me. It was just like I was completely done. Director goes like, "Well, it's all right. You can hold a script," but I was just so adamant to show him that I've learned my lines.
You've learned the lines, yeah.
That I was like, "Oh no, I can do it." I was like, I saw the page. I can do it, No, it's just everything was just gone. And he was like, "Fine, that's fine." I read it off the page, and obviously it just didn't work. But then another bit because it was Mata Hari, so I was auditioning for Mata Hari, again German, and she was a dancer as well. She was pretending to be a dancer. Yeah,
I had to do that. Yeah, say. Let's hear a little bit of German accent.
No, thank you. I can't do that.
I can't do that.
I can't do that.
Nice,
but she was a dancer, and again, I danced in my life as well. So I was really excited about that. She was just like, you just go to that bit where you have to dance. So I did that, and they were really happy with it. It seemed like it, but I could tell that he was just so deflated. So
But
I
come
didn't
on,
get it.
I don't think that. Do you think they really
Yes,
thought
because
that,
I fumbled
Seriously?
so much after. I knew I wouldn't have liked myself. I just wanted to disappear.
But you know what? What happened? What happened to me once? I went to an audition for the first one. I went to the second one.
Good.
I got the part. We go to the, I think it was a costume fitting. Went to the costume fitting, and we met all the actors, and signed the contract on the same day. Signed the contract, and then the director, we all met with all actors and all them, and had to play like a very physical part, and I also was the bad guy, and the main actor was a good guy. And we were together, like rehearsing, saying the scene, and then after everything happened, director comes to me and said, Nikon, look, you're great, man. You're amazing. You're doing a fantastic job, but you're too short. It's not gonna work for fighting scenes and stuff like this. But I signed the contract, and I was about £30,000 for like 1 week or something. And I could have went to whatever like court and get my money, but it was a goodwill instead. It's true.
Actually worked.
Yeah,
on this,
but it's true. But the guy was like, he was tall. I was like, look, and I said, it's fine. And the director was so impressed, like, oh wow, look at this guy. He didn't even say
good
anything.
Books, and you are in his good books, and probably when the role is good for you, he'll call you back.
I hope when I'll get taller.
Being a shorter guy.
You always
brilliant.
have to
Well done. No, you have to. You have to try and be a good
guy,
person. Yeah, I think.
And I've seen the film, and it's amazing. And indeed, the other guy, the bad guy, maybe he wasn't like, let's say, me. Maybe he wasn't probably that good at that role.
Yeah, but he was the right height.
Yeah, exactly. And then the difference was like, 10, 15, 20% of that. But it's fine.
It was enough.
Yeah, it was enough. And I've auditioned for so many good films,
No, come. I am convinced actually that the role that is meant to be ours, that kind of role is there, and no one else would take it.
Yeah. Do you know what I wanted to tell you? Because I met this amazing actress. She's an ambassador for all Romanian actors. It's Ana Maria Marinca. Yeah. Do you know her?
Oh, yeah.
Have you met her?
Yes, I have a couple of times. Yeah.
Isn't she amazing? How does she do this? Because she's getting work.
She is.
She's at a different level, right?
Yeah, she is. She's in that level that I think probably we all want to be, and I do admire her as well because again, she's not. Famous or anything like that, but she is getting the work and the quality work. I mean, she's worked with Scarlett Johansson, she's worked with Benedict Cumberbatch, and she's had. I mean, like she has a BAFTA for the Sex Traffic.
Yeah,
film,
for
TV
sure.
series, actually, it is, isn't it?
That's
which I've been trying to watch, but I've not managed.
That's actually the series that Sison and Granger casted. So.
I didn't know. But no, she's what to start with. She's very talented. She's had a different start, and that's I suppose it helped because her parents were creatives and supported her.
Oh, of course it helps. Yeah.
But no, she's lovely.
But for us,
she's American. Sorry, what? She's lovely, and she's Romanian now.
Yeah,
and she's from Iași as well. So.
Oh, is she? Of course, Moldovan. But no, she's such an inspiration for all of us.
How did you meet her?
I met her on River, this BBC series that I did in 2015.
Is it
River
shot in Glasgow?
No, it's shot in London, maybe in Glasgow. It's with Stellan Skarsgård, the Swedish actor. It's about some detectives and stuff like this.
Right.
So yeah.
Who do you play in River?
I'm playing a Moldovan guy in a hostel. It's a bad guy, doing some bad things. It's a short, small role. Yeah. I auditioned initially for the different one, bigger role, but again, I think I'm too good looking. So they said this guy's too good looking. He can't be like that bad. So they took a friend of mine, by the way. Yeah. So I was happy with that.
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
But I met her. So she's so down to earth, and she's amazing.
There's quite a feue Romanian actresses as well that again, and it's just I admire, and I know that if there is a chance for us. But like for example, Madalina Belariu, she's making awesome stuff. Alina Sherban, she's again great, and I've seen
different
her
level.
in the beginning, and she was just amazing, and I knew she's something else. But
there's people that put their lives on the line, saying like they work so much. Have you seen Ana Maria Marinca in Fury?
Yeah, I have.
Have you seen that?
She's good. She was good
German,
at that. Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Again.
I didn't know it was her.
Did you?
I didn't know.
Not?
I thought it was
did.
like some American
I knew
actress.
she was in Fury, and that's why I was watching it.
I see. I didn't know. I was like impressed. I was in Fury as well. But no, just small role. I was one of those 300 million Germans there,
right?
In a cage.
No, I didn't. I don't even know if I was in London when Fury was happening. I don't.
Yeah.
When was he made? Do you remember?
2014, I think. 15.
I was okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what. I just wasn't quite aware of it.
And I mean, here we get to a very tough question about extra work.
Yeah.
Being an extra on films. A lot of actors obviously have different opinions on that.
Yeah.
What's yours? Would you do it?
Yeah, well, I did try, and I think I've done a couple in the beginning. My agent said no, and then it's always that fear that you may be booked on some production for how long, and then you're called for an audition, you can't do it, and that's the it's just like best not. So I think if things don't go well, or if I feel like because I occupy myself with producing stuff and making things, I wouldn't have time, because it's in between. It just would be too much. It's in between my family, myself, my family, my acting, my learning, my auditioning, and my projects. When would I have time to do extra as well? I'm not against it. As I say, I think I relied and I rested on what my agent said, and I was like, oh, that's fine. But if you have to do it, you do it, and it's good. That's supposed to be on set,
especially the beginning, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, that's exactly it, and I enjoyed it when I did it a couple of times, I think, in the beginning. Once as a favour to someone. I don't remember how it came about, but it was a friend of mine that is not an actor.
Replace someone or something.
And goes like, well, this friend of mine is doing this, and it was for TV, and I was doing it, and it was just to see how things are done, and I wasn't impressed, and was just like, I'm not doing this again. And then another one, which was Johnny English. Johnny English Reborn, I think.
Reborn. Yeah, I remember
and
that
I was
one.
like, that's really cool,
ago.
because you get to see Rowan Atkinson in action.
But that's the good thing about doing this, because you might have the chance to see them and be close to them.
Yeah.
I actually shake hands with Anthony Hopkins.
Nice.
We did Red 2. Bruce Willis was there.
Yeah.
John Malkovich.
Helen Mirren.
Helen Mirren was there as well. Yes,
she's in that. I've not managed to watch that actually.
It was the scene where with the airplane. I think they come somewhere in Russia, and we were all there like this.
I see.
Typical Russians.
Yeah.
So
did you have to speak for it as well? Because is that why they?
I don't think so. No.
Yeah.
It's just a simple extra. I mean, it was a featured extra.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing.
Yeah, you sort of have to say something, but it's not audible anyway.
So that my problem is this, actually, because I've done, for example, Misbehaviour and Bohemian Rhapsody, where it is a role. It's a casting role, but because the scenes have either been diminished or have been cut, you just don't appear as the actor that you are. So it's like for example, Misbehaviour, I'm in the trailer and all that, but the scene is just,
it's cut from the film.
Yeah, it's cut from the film.
Oh, that's a
and
shame.
I was gutted, and there were quite a few things like that. I feel like I'm Jessica Chastain, where you work on something but it's not being shown. She had 7 films before she made it. So I've had that where you can if you look at the film and you don't know what's happening, you think it's an extra role, but
there was a role actually written specifically.
Yeah, and it's funny because there's another story of someone, and I'm sure, I shouldn't name names, but she's had the same where she was working as an extra. Actually, she got plucked out of the the crowd and got given a role. She's in the trailer, but not in the film again. And it's just like, gosh, that's horrible. You're up and down. And again, it's just this world of uncertainty. And, because it's so, it's a creative process, and you get in the editing room and that works. It doesn't.
Oh, exactly. So many scenes.
That scene doesn't have the flow that we need, and or it's not necessary, or he's not saying anything, or So I've had. I loved the role I had in Misbehaviour, and I was hoping to get to see it.
And what the shame is, because you can't really get that scene. If you could get the scene for your showreel. That would be amazing.
Cool.
So you have to.
They're not going to release that.
No, but really, just talk to the editor. So like, look, mate, can you please send it to me?
That's not possible.
Yeah. That would be good. Yeah. Okay, Andreea, thank you so much. I think we have to wrap it up.
Chatted a lot,
No, not a lot. It's just 1
really
hour,
nice.
1 hour, probably 5 minutes.
Yeah,
but we're not going yet. We're not going yet because I wanted to put you like a very straight question. What are your expectations? Where do you see yourself, let's say, in 10 years' time?
I see myself being able to work on the roles that I would like to work on, being able to be part of that diversity in roles, being able maybe to change the perception about Eastern Europeans, and being able to live in Romania and only come here for the films that the production I want to work on.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you really want to live in Romania? Why?
We bought a house in the mountains in Romania, and it's just a little haven. So myself and my husband, because my daughter doesn't really want to come, are dreaming to be there and not having to worry about. He doesn't like London anymore, and because he grew up here, and I'm getting to the point when I've tried, I've went out, I've networked, I've auditioned, I've travelled, all that. So I feel like, if I get to that point where they know me, they know what I can do, and they just go like, we have a role for you. Okay, send me the stuff. Okay, I'll take it, and I fly over here and do it, and then I go home to my peace.
But that's genius.
Yeah, that's
I wish one day you can do that.
Yeah, thank you.
Because
same for you, wherever you wish to be in 10 years' time. Where do you want to be in 10 years' time?
Very good question. I don't know what to say. I think I agree with you. I would live in a peaceful place, countryside. I grew up in the countryside. I love peacefulness. I like the green.
Yeah.
Somewhere in mountains, why not? But again, I would like to work. But and also being in London, I don't think I would have been able to do this if I was somewhere
else. Yeah, that's true.
Somewhere,
and we shouldn't dismiss London for that. Exactly. Yeah. And I loved my time and my variety. And I would love to still, because when we were deciding that and when we bought the house for that purpose, I always was thinking of, for myself, it's like, how would I feel again not having something creative to work on? Or how would I feel when I fancy the hustle and bustle of a busy metropolitan town? And going to the National to see a play, or going with my friends to see, again, to support someone. I would hate not to have that, to be able to come over and have that, or even to go to Bucharest and do the same. And so, knowing that I can still do that, it makes me think, but I have that twice a year, and then I'll get tired, because probably by then I'll be 40-something. And I'll be tired, and 45 if I'm doing some maths.
Age is just a number. Age is just a number.
Not yet,
doesn't matter.
35. But
35, not 40.
And be tired probably of the traveling, because it is, you spend hours on the underground.
Underground,
I technically live a half an hour from Victoria, but I still spend 45 minutes probably getting there from home to whatever. And so it'd still be tired and be like, but now I'm going home where it's green, where it's peaceful, like you said,
So I was saying, it's good to have the possibility, it's there.
Yeah.
Let it be there.
Yeah.
One day I can go, relax, come back to London,
Exactly.
The hustling.
Yeah. And my daughter probably will be here, and I'll be like, going out to dinner with my daughter and stuff like that,
Yeah. The young people, they want to be here. They have to be here. It's so important.
Exactly. We were the same, weren't we? We didn't have those opportunities in our countries or in our little towns or villages where we come from. And we wanted to get here, and we did that. We tried. We worked. So of course they need to have that time.
But London is so. It's so tough to live here, but at the same time, it's something amazing about London, because every single person that was here, we talked about why you came to London, how it is, how do you find yourself, and people from different backgrounds, different nationalities, races, they all just they seem to love London.
Yeah,
Something
absolutely. Yeah, and
magical.
I agree. I mean, like, coming to London, I was really happy because I met my husband in London, and my daughter's had an amazing time so far, and she's tried that, she's tried the other, things again, like you can't do those things in other, even in the UK, it's just still,
that's true.
It's the same.
I mean,
It's
London is probably not
London
even
is not the UK.
Yeah, that's true.
In diversity though, it is.
Yeah.
And I remember
Different
walking,
country.
as I said, when I was coming to did the lessons, and I'd be like doing Sunday morning, kind of being a tourist, and I remember the variety and diversity of the town, and being like, oh, he can do that, he can do the other, and stuff like that. And there's still so much to discover. Like, for example, we're moving to Somerset literally on Friday.
You're moving?
To Somerset, and
Are you moving for good?
we
Really?
bought a house, and
You had enough? I mean, obviously your husband, you said.
Yeah, we still, because we have a shop
sorry.
in London as well, so we're still going to come to London plenty.
Yeah.
And I don't want to break my ties with London anyway.
Yeah.
I still want to be able to audition, to work, to.
How far it is?
Somerset is 2 hours away from
it's not
London.
too bad driving.
No,
Probably train
exactly,
isn't faster, isn't it?
4 hours. So yeah.
The train is slower.
Yeah.
You know they've
It's
got
not
this
4 hours, I
fast
suppose.
trains.
But it doesn't go through the station where we are.
Yeah.
But it's going to be by car, and this week coming, we're going to be trying to say goodbye to London and do some awesome stuff
Well,
that only London
this is
has.
a farewell podcast.
Exactly. Yeah, it is absolutely is, because I'm, had you asked me and I'd been in Somerset and had asked me to be on
you're
it,
just like,
I'd be
oh my God,
can I do it offline? Can I do it
online? No, we don't know online.
We can't do it. No, sorry, bye, and stuff like that. And that would have been a shame, because I've enjoyed my time with you. So
No, absolutely. Thank you so much, Andreea.
Good.
It's been fantastic. It's been amazing.
Thank you.
I'm blessed. Thank you. I mean, the experience that I've heard from you, and look, I mean, first of all, I wanted to say that you are doing a great job. Your English is amazing. It's fantastic, and I hope a lot of Romanian, a lot of people, like, doesn't matter who are watching us, like young actors, please learn. It's possible.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's especially if you're in London, it's the city of possibilities, and just should never be afraid. I like what you said about doing it for the right reasons, even if you'll never be, super, say, popular or super rich from that, isn't it? Yeah.
Again, a long conversation, but I tell my daughter, you don't want to be famous. You just can't eat your bloody dinner outside in a restaurant because people be gawping at you. You don't want to be famous.
Exactly.
It's not good. And it's the pressure of being on top all the time. It's just, no. I just want to be a working actor that can choose and pick and can live a nice, quiet life.
Thank you, Dra. It's a pleasure meeting you. I hope we'll keep in touch.
Absolutely, please. Yes.
Hopefully in 10 years' time, we'll do another podcast.
Yeah, we're like, where are you?
Exactly. So I've got this idea, all my guests, we're going to meet again in 10 years' time.
That is cool.
Maybe probably watch this podcast and say, look, something changed in your life?
Yeah.
In your
Inevitably
life?
would have changed.
How do you see things now? Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
That's a good
Fantastic.
idea.
Thank you, Andreea.
Thank you.
Take care of yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, if you liked it, please like, subscribe, share, and we'll see you here. Until next time, all the best. Bye-bye.